welcome. Let's begin today by bringing one hand onto the heart and then the other hand covering. So both hands right now are on the heart center. Just taking a moment to bring awareness to your breath, feeling and connecting to the pulsations of your heart. Just beginning to drop into the space. Dropping into your breath, this prana, the life force within you. And taking this time right now to really examine and connect the sensations as they move through you. If your mind is participating in a lot of chatter, I invite you to thank it and release the chatter. Embrace the chatter by thanking it and releasing it. Just take a moment to feel and connect to any emotions that might be arising from within. Any feelings of anger or resentment, frustration. Again, allow all to come up. As you continue to deepen into your breath, and then with me, I invite you to take 3 deep releasing breaths as we begin. Let's deeply inhale and exhale. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. Allowing all the stresses, the tensions to release. Last time. Inhale. Beautiful. And now opening the eyes as you gently release the hands down to the knees. And I invite you from the seated posture to participate in a pranayama or breath meditation with me that will help to rid you of any anger or frustration that may be known or unknown to you inside the body. The arms will be coming back behind the head, and the hand position is our thumbs coming towards the pinky as we make fists, wrapping the other fingers around. And then the arms will be coming back, just like so. So you're wrapping those fists right behind that of the neck. The breath is aggressive and strong. It's through the mouth. It looks like this. That inhale and exhale coming in through the mouth. After a few minutes, I will instruct you to change the position by bringing your fingers towards each other. And then the palms will come up towards the sky as the arms are straight, elbows are straight here. And we'll hold this posture with the breath in and do a visualization activity, holding the breath 3 times before we completely release and let go. So I invite you to begin with me, again, making those fists and bringing in that very potent breath. Eyes are closed, and let's begin. Good. As you're deepening into the breath and into the movement, I invite you to bring into your mind's eye something that you are angry about, something or someone you feel frustration towards. Wonderful. Keeping up with the breath. This is a physical movement here. We're getting those arms wrapped all the way behind the neck. Allowing that which brings us anger and frustration to come out and come up through the body. Last little bit, you're doing wonderfully. And now inhale as the arms come together, holding and sustaining the breath. As the arms and elbows are straight, palms up towards the sky, holding, embracing the breath from the inside, and visualize yourself right now, embodied fully in light. White, bright, beautiful light. This light that is you. Eyes stay closed. Release the breath through the mouth. Let's do this 2 more times. Deeply inhale through the nose. Holding, sustaining the breath. Allowing the prana to circulate inside as you visualize yourself completely embodied in this light. Last time, biggest breath you can muster, bring it all in. Holding and sustaining the breath. Feeling and connecting to the light that is you. Exhale, and dropping the arms down. Fingers can come into Gyan Mudra, which is the index and thumb together. And just sitting here for a moment. Coming back to the sensations as they move through you. Bringing that awareness to the breath. let's go ahead and just begin to move the body in a little bit of a warm-up before we begin our full practice this morning. I invite you to come onto the hands and knees. Fingertips are forward towards me. And let's move into the ever traditional cat-cow as we bring the spine up towards the sky. And the inhale, allowing the shoulder blades to come back, heart is forward. Then chin comes to the chest as we round the spine up. Good, we're really working to open the back body here. You're doing beautifully. If you'd like to move a little bit quicker, feel free to do so. Also, I invite you to bring in the breath of fire. This breath of fire is not something you want to do if you're menstruating the first couple days or pregnant, but otherwise it just really helps us to continue deepening into that of our pranic body, the life force within. Feel free to bring that into your practice right now. And inhale, releasing the buttocks back down to the heels, fingertips forward. Let's really stretch here in this child's posture. And then gently coming up, maybe giving this back a little bit of a deeper stretch as the buttocks is up and the fingertips come forward with the forehead on the ground. Good. This will really stretch the upper back. Beautiful job. Coming back and flipping all the way down onto your back. This first posture is interesting in that we're going to be pretending to snore. So it's like a okay, so just relax, have fun with it. Come all the way down onto the back. Good, and begin this snoring sensation. The act of snoring here, the eyes closed, connect to your innocence here. The playfulness within you. doing great. Just a little more. Good. And now we're going to go ahead and work on strengthening the navel by bringing the feet, legs about 6 inches up off the earth. If your lower back feels a little tender, you can put the hands underneath that, in between the lower back and the buttocks. Holding here, the neck is dropped onto the ground. You're doing great. Keep that neck down. If at any time you need even more support in the back, you can bring the knees towards the chest. This helps to provide more support for the lower back. This is also especially important if your abdominal muscles are not very strong. Maybe you've had a baby a few months before and are just working to rejuvenate and strengthen that area. And if that's the case, the knees up like this will support you strengthening this area and not causing any harm. I invite you now from this posture to stick the tongue out and do that breath of fire. So the navel is coming in and out, the tongue is out, it looks like this. You're doing wonderfully. Keep it up here. Remember your options, you can drop one leg at a time, you can bring the knees in, just keep up with that breath, the tongue out, breath of fire. We've got a little bit more. And now inhale. Exhale, release the legs. Let's just lie here and relax for a moment. Again, feeling and connecting to the sensations as they move through you. You're doing beautifully, just relaxing, resting here for a moment. And then when you're ready, the legs come up 90 degrees. So the legs are straight, knees are straight. And what we're going to be doing now is pounding the ground, heavy and fast. Pounding the ground as fast and heavy as you possibly can, burning out all the anger, the frustration, resentment that your body has perhaps been holding. Allow it to come out physically right now as we pound into that of the earth, pounding into the earth, allowing Mother Gaia to take it on. Good. This is a loud and heavy pounding. Let it all out. A little bit more now. Faster. Heavier. Pound, pound, someone below us here, trying to respect that, but in your own home sanctuary or wherever you're practicing from, pound this out into the ground, into the earth. Good. And now bringing those knees towards the chest. Let's stick out the tongue. We're inhaling in through the mouth with the tongue out. Exhaling through the nose. Very nice. Inhaling. Exhaling through the nose. You're doing beautifully. And last time, tongue is out as you bring the breath in. And exhale out. Let's go ahead and release the legs and just relax here for a minute. You're doing beautifully. And invite you to roll onto the right side, gently lifting yourself up as we move into the next posture. From here, we're going to come on to the knees, and ideally we're moving into a Sullivan's pose, and that's with the buttocks as close to the ground as you can muster. If you like or you need to, you could have a bolster or a pillow, just propping yourself up a bit here. Otherwise, we're bringing our left hand to the right shoulder, right hand to the left shoulder, and we're bringing our forehead to the ground as we bow down and come back up. This is a quicker pace, bowing to ourselves here. doing beautifully. Just a little bit more. And inhale as you come up. Wonderful. Dropping the hands. We're going to go ahead and spread the legs out straight. Toes are pointed towards me. And let's just take a moment to pat the body, giving ourselves what I like to call love taps here. This tapping motion, so good for our circulation. Many of you might like to get body work, which is wonderful for the lymphatic system, for the circulation inside the body, and touch in general. It's just so important. And if we're unable to access that from others, we can of course give it to ourselves. Let's take a deep breath together. And then exhale through the nose together. Wonderful. Coming up now to a standing posture. Your feet are hip-width distance apart here. And we're just going to bend forward. Not coming into a full drop of the fingertips. We want them hanging from the ground. We're releasing the chin. The knees might feel like they're buckling here, and we don't want that. If that's the case for you, you might want to put a slight bend in the knees. But we do want the legs as straight as possible. Chin to the chest, fingers dangling here. Breathing, continuing to bring awareness to your breath as you've been doing since we began our practice together. You're doing wonderfully. As your mind begins to chatter, just think the thoughts, release them, come back to the breath. And then let's gently bend at the knees, bring yourselves up. Good, standing here for a moment. Feeling the feet as they're rooted firmly into the earth. Bringing awareness to the breath. And then gently bringing ourselves back down onto that of the belly. And from here, go ahead and just move into, if you feel ready, a cobra posture. If that feels a bit aggressive, we could move onto the forearms here, which I think that's where I'm going to start, as we didn't do a lot of stretching of the lower back, of the upper back today. So I'm just starting here with my forearms on the ground, and we're breathing here together. Eyes are closed. Heart is open. Really roll those shoulder blades back, so that the heart is open. You're creating length here in the spine from the lower back all the way up through the neck. when and if you feel called, you can move into that full version of the cobra. Just wanting to keep those shoulder blades back. Eyes are closed. This feels like a lot. You can always move back onto the forearms. And then let's begin rolling the neck. Good. Moving in both directions. Good. You're doing beautifully. And then stopping that movement and begin kicking the feet back and forth so that the heel is touching or close to touching the buttocks. Good. You're doing wonderfully. And stop that movement. We're coming back up. Let's move through a child's posture just to stretch the back. Very nice. Walking the hands back and moving into a seated posture here. And we will be working with Sat Kriya. So with Sat Kriya, we're pulling the navel in as we pull the energy up. Sat Nam. And then as it travels back down. Sat Nam. Our palms are together as the arms are up over the head. And let's go ahead and begin. Eyes are closed. Sat Nam. 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 On that sat, my navel is pulling the energy up. Nam. Sat Nam. Just a little more. Sat Nam. 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 And inhale. And exhale, release. Palms are open to receive here. Chin is slightly in, spine is elongated. Just take a moment to feel and connect into the deepening of your own breath. When you're ready, gently opening the eyes. And I invite you to come all the way down onto the back. We want to rest here in a Shavasana position for about 5 minutes, just to allow the full integration of this practice to come into play. If you do not have the time to do that right now, I invite you just to be gentle with yourself. And I do invite you to end the practice with me today, if you have decided not to lay down and rest, by bringing your palms into the sternum of the heart. Our eyes are closed. Bringing awareness back to the breath. And repeating with me, I am love. I am love. I am joy. I am joy. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. May the truth continue to prevail on this planet, and all beings be free.